Good morning. You're listening to AVNewsCast.com on NewsTalk 1380.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody?
I'm good.
Woo. Are you good?
Somebody's a little rushed.
You know, before we even do anything, yesterday was Chuck Simon's birthday.
No.
How did we miss that?
Oh.
How did we miss that?
And we didn't wish him a happy birthday on the air.
Happy birthday, Chuck.
So we're doing it now.
Oh.
Okay? One of our
We got to get him a cake or something.
one of our best
At
supporters.
least a cupcake.
Yeah.
One of our best supporters.
With a little house on it.
A red velvet.
I do also want to mention that so far 5 of the candidates running for LA County Sheriff have agreed to come on the show and responded yesterday. So we're just going to round that out, and then we'll start bringing them on next week.
Good.
Wonderful.
Today in studio, we have Kermit Franklin.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
A Marine veteran running for California State Assembly in the 36th District, the district that we are in. He's a Democrat.
Well, that's right.
On the Democratic ticket, it's him and the incumbent, Steve Fox, against 3 Republicans. Tom Lackey, J.D. Kennedy, and Suzette.
Now, would a sailor be allowed to vote for a Marine? I don't know.
Absolutely. All votes are welcome.
Absolutely. Kermit, thanks for taking the time to join us.
Sure, absolutely.
I really appreciate it. I've looked at your website. I've looked at some of the things that you stand for. One of the things on your website was supporting the gay, lesbian, transsexual group here in here in California. So let me ask you a question. That in mind, AB 1266. Okay?
Sure.
1266. You're on the floor. You have to cast a vote.
Yep.
Pick a lane.
Well, I believe it's only correct to protect our LGBT community like every other community. What you don't want to do is discriminate against them. I think, even if you don't agree with a person's lifestyle, you certainly don't have a right to discriminate against them. I believe that everyone's equal, regardless of their gender, ethnicity, so on and so forth.
Is it enough? Is it as big of an issue, though?
I'm sorry?
How big an issue is it? Like, say, here in the Antelope Valley.
Well, here in the Antelope Valley, it appears, at least certainly a couple of years ago, and as you know, as it relates to AB 1266, which people coin it as the bathroom bill. I don't think
That's what I said.
I don't think I really don't think that's a good coin. But, however, if most people that I've talked to have never even read the bill, you can't just, for instance, be a female and just go to the male bath. It doesn't work like that. There's a whole loop of things that you have to go through even to get there. So, which most people haven't read it, so they don't really, understand that. So, in answering your question, well, yeah, you've seen the comments, I'm sure, in the AV Press.
I'm sorry, what do you mean? They have to fill out a questionnaire?
No, but you have to declare. Okay, yeah, there is a process.
Declaration. You have to go before a board.
These are kids.
Yeah.
But I know these are kids.
Kids have to go in front of a board and
just
say,
a minute. In Palmdale, okay, I'm telling you, in Palmdale, there are, to my knowledge, 12 children
that's
that
out.
have declared them. Yes, there are 12.
And they had to go in front of a board.
So
there's a rigorous review.
Children.
It's not just like people thinking about that if you're, a one gender and you want to go use the bathroom in another gender's bathroom, it's just not automatically. Most people think that, but that's just not the case. You can't declare, I'm this, so I want to go do that. It doesn't work like that.
No, I understand that. But my whole thing is these are kids. These are children. And just the fact that they have to get in front of a board and declare themselves one way or the other to be able to be eligible to go to a bathroom in a particular area, that it just sounds ridiculous to me. And it sounds and by no means do I want to discriminate against them. I'm just saying because I remember how it was in high school and how bullies can get you good to jump through all these hoops to be able to go to the bathroom.
Make it more of a target of yourself.
Just a huge target on your forehead. I mean, it just seems that there should have been an easier way, an easier path to be able to make sure that they were cared for.
How many kids are in the Palmdale School District?
18,000.
And 12 of them are open. And I mean, and 12 is not all of them.
12 is the age of my daughter,
of
who's gonna be in the locker room and have to see.
Okay, but here's the thing. I understand.
It's new under the sun, dude. It's
well, there's no wieners in our locker room right now.
Okay, hang on. Whoa.
Oh, wow.
I understand. I get what you're saying, Kermit. Steve Fox did not vote. Okay, on that.
Well,
and we asked him about that.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
and I thought his explanation was great.
Well, let me clarify something first. If you look back in AV Press, he indicated that he initially cast a no vote. Okay, and then they came back and they corrected him. He came back and corrected him.
Okay, but
then it indicated that that he didn't cast at all. In other words, he abstained. Right. So, but in his words, these are his words, not mine. In the AV Press, he said, an abstention is the same as a no vote. Okay, those are his words.
Correct.
That's what he said to us, too.
So in that case, he's casting a no vote.
Okay. Again, pick a lane. You have to vote.
You already know my lane. I've already told you.
He said
You'd vote in favor of it.
Yeah. Well, because I don't want to leave that community or any other community out as it relates to that. Look, we are no longer in an area, or rather, in a place where we should have people take a back seat to us. Us, I mean all Americans. Period. So that would have been my vote. Yes.
Now, is that a vote because of your conscience, or because you think that the people that you're representing would appreciate that yes vote?
Well, as you know, I'm a progressive Democrat, right? And being a progressive Democrat, you represent all people, and that's part of all people. I mean, even if I don't like someone, and I don't want to make my whole campaign about that, because it's not about that. It's about helping everyone in the 36th Assembly District, whether you're a veteran, whether you're disabled, or whatever, to be helped. But my point is they don't have an ear out here at all.
I know, I do get that, but I'm just thinking that part of, you're representing all of us, so it should be the most of us. If most of us would appreciate the yes, then vote the yes. Not, I'm going to vote the yes because there's 3 of them that might want me to vote yes, and I'm going to do it for the betterment of all of you guys, regardless to whether or not it's something that you agree with.
Well, I understand your point.
Yeah.
I totally understand your point with regards to that. But I think a lot of times that we don't look at the things in depth. For instance, not many people knew what I just told you as it relates to how you need to get there as it relates to this bill.
That's a shame.
Because most people don't read it.
That's even more no to me.
Well,
okay, I brought that up because AB 1266 has always been a hot button topic.
All the time.
Okay, always been a hot button topic, and that was one of the things on your website, what I stand for. So I just want to throw that one out because our phone lines have always rung when it comes to that. In the Antelope Valley, I'm going to say it's about 50-50.
Is it 50-50?
I'm going to say if you went out and polled 100 people, it's going to be about.
I got to pull my Facebook.
Okay, you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Really?
And that's what I meant by becoming more progressive. We need to catch up with the rest of.
But you realize that me saying that I don't agree with the law has nothing to do with being making that your choice.
I totally understand.
I just think that it creates more havoc in the school system in integrating them into a bathroom as opposed to just creating a special bathroom. And I
think even the special bathroom.
Well, but it's not just the bathroom either. It's also sports and other things.
And when it comes to sports, as an example,
right.
Okay. You're at a high school, you're in the gym, okay? It's the guys' locker room. Within the guys' locker room, there is a separate area, okay, that is, closed off. Mm-hmm. So if a girl says, hey, I'm going to play football too, okay, she can use the guys' locker room, and there is an area where it is private within the guys' locker room.
Well, I don't think that you have to go with, that old thinking needs to be done away with. Instead of saying the guys' locker room, it should be the locker room. And inside the locker room, you have areas for girls and areas for boys. I mean, that's an easy fix.
Okay.
And you could do the same thing with bathrooms in general. Instead of saying there's a boys' bathroom and a girls' bathroom, there's bathrooms in general.
Unisex.
Unisex. That would be
Okay.
easier on, the transgender child than, oh, look, let's see where he's going to go. Let's see where, you know what I mean? It's like that to me.
But then they'd have to make all
Okay.
onesie bathrooms, though, all over the school.
Onesies. I love
Yeah.
that. That's cute.
All right. Let's go forward because we've only got so much
we can
time.
talk the whole hour
I know we can.
on the bathroom thing.
I know we can, but I want to give him time
Yeah,
to talk
no.
about what's important to him because
Yeah.
he's running for state assembly.
Right.
Your campaign,
Yes,
okay? You're running against an incumbent
that's correct.
who's well-funded,
Yes.
okay? You're running against other candidates that are building up a war chest. How's yours?
Well, I will tell you this, and like I've told the media before, and you've seen this in other races, money will not decide this race.
You're right.
The media will not decide this race. Sacramento will not decide this race. And endorsements will not decide this race. The race will be decided by the constituents of this district.
Now, how
Period.
do we get, okay,
It's not
how
easy
do we
going
get,
against.
you've got a lot of people in this district, okay, when you count them. You have a lot of registered voters. If you can get 10, 12% to get out and vote, that's going to be a big accomplishment.
That's amazing
Okay.
in itself.
How do you get
love
that
the way
done?
you said that, but
Okay.
it's
How do you get
Well,
that done?
the Democratic Party in and of itself is doing it right now. I mean, we're registering voters every single day, period.
You know what? There's a lot of registered voters.
Right.
Getting their butt off the
Yeah.
couch to go out and vote is a whole nother story.
Well, encouraging voters to go, giving them incentives, depending on obviously what's going to be on the ballot as well. That's one. Talking to the different churches, talking to the different communities, being in the community on a weekly basis is important to me to be able to do that. Whether I'm at someplace at 7 a.m. in the morning or 7 p.m. at night, that's important to me. And to reaching all the communities, whether you're out in Acton or whether you're in Kern County or whether you're in Wrightwood or Pinion Hills, all of that matters to me. And those are the people that I want to reach as well because they're part of the district. Because there's a number of people out here that feel that they're totally left out. Period.
There are a lot of people out here that feel that their vote doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
But as you know from the last race in 2012, it does mean something.
It does mean something, and we're going to go to commercial break, but I want to mention before we do that, we sponsored a candidate forum back in 2012. We did it at the United Methodist Church in Quartz Hill. We had about 150, 170 people there. We had a lot of people watching the live stream, and we did it not only for Assembly but also for Senate. And we had all the candidates there. The only candidate that didn't show up was Ron Smith. Steve Fox won by 142 votes.
Yeah.
Every vote makes a difference.
Sure
Yes, it
does.
does.
There's no
Absolutely.
question about that. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the number one news talk radio program in the Antelope Valley, AV Newscast, and we'll be right back.
If you're thinking about getting your backyard in shape for entertaining, there's only one place to shop, and that's Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. At Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale, you'll save up to 70% off retail every day at our factory warehouse showroom. Abadak has everything you need to get your backyard in shape, like 7.5-foot tall, 41,000 BTU freestanding LPG patio heaters for just $159.99. How about a fully enclosed backyard gazebo? Fire up that barbecue and enjoy a nice meal inside one of our Mandalay, Trinidad, or Mykonos freestanding gazebos. Just $219.97 every day. If you want wholesale prices, come to Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. How about backyard shade or car canopies? You can pick a variety of color choices starting at just $129.97. Stop by Abadak Outdoors in Palmdale. We're located at 38940 Trade Center Drive, 1 block east of 10th Street West. The Abadak Factory Showroom is open from 8 to 4 every day. That's Abadak Outdoors at 38940 Trade Center Drive in Palmdale, where you'll save up to 70% off retail every day. Check us out on the web at abadak.com or give us a call at 661-480-1562.
There's a school in Palmdale that's become the talk of the town. It's called the Guidance Charter School, and many parents say it's magical. The Guidance Charter School is WAS certified, scored 783 in academic performance, and has an educational curriculum that exceeds what the state of California recommends. The curriculum is enriched through age-appropriate exposure for information technology, arts, foreign language such as Arabic, and physical education. The Guidance Charter School is now going to have a full CIF sports program with soccer, basketball, track, cheerleading, and more. They're an open enrollment school, publicly funded, and have been in business for 12 years, fully approved by Palmdale School District. The Guidance Charter School has small class sizes such as 20 students in grades K through 3, 25 in 4 through 8, and just 30 students in grades 9 through 12. Call the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale today at 661-272-1701. That's the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale, 661-272-1701. And check out their website at thegcs.org. A better high school choice.
Welcome back to AVNewsCast.com on NewsTalk 1380.
Kermit, let me ask you a question. On your website, some of the things, what I stand for. One is increase in minimum wage.
Yes.
Okay? I'm a small businessman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I don't want everybody in my pocket. I'm doing the best I can. I can barely keep my doors open.
Right.
It's keeping me from employing anybody in my small business.
Increasing the minimum wage?
Mm-hmm.
Between that and
especially here in the Antelope Valley where unemployment is high, that's a good vote getter. Okay? How high do you think the minimum wage should be increased to?
Well, regardless of how high I think it should be, as you know, the law has been passed in the state of California, so it's going to eventually come up.
It's going up $1, right?
Right. Well, it's going to eventually go up to what, $15, I think.
Oh.
I believe I'm correct, 10 or 15, something like that. But anyway,
I thought the federal was going to go up to 15.
Well, that might be correct. But
California goes up $1, I believe, in June.
And then in 2015,
it keeps going.
It's going to go.
Yeah, it keeps
as well,
going.
even higher. But look, if you say you're small, meaning perhaps you're under a certain number, then that won't affect you. I believe you're under number 50 if you have less than 50 employees.
Okay.
However, then it won't affect you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I believe that you shouldn't have to be working and still living in poverty. That's what I believe. I don't think anyone should have to live in poverty if they're working hard. Some people working 2 and 3 jobs. Mm-hmm. I just think that wears on the family. I think it wears on the children as well because they're not able to see their families, or maybe just on the weekends, and some even work on the weekend. I think we should have as I indicated, a living wage. And the wage that they have now, because it hasn't kept up with COLA, right, cost of living increase, then it does damage to the family.
I agree with the statement that you shouldn't be in poverty if you're going out and working 40 hours a week. There are a lot of families that are out working 40 hours a week and still, at the end of the month, have to pick which 3 out of 5 bills they're going to pay.
Yeah.
Because 2 of them are going to fall to the wayside.
Yeah.
Okay? How come you're smiling?
Because sometimes it doesn't matter how much you make.
No, it doesn't. No. Sometimes you just spend it all, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you will.
Psycho.
If Gilbert?
Yeah.
You want to put somebody on? Do you mind if we take a call?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, you're live on News Talk Radio.
Good morning, Lois, rather than being Jed on News Talk.
The birthday boy.
Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning. Question for Kermit. The last race, since Steve brought it up, 2012, there were 3 people that were running for that assembly seat. Tom Lackey, Ron Smith, and Steve Fox. There was a battle between North and South. North and South both lost, and Steve Fox got in by 146 votes. What makes you think that you running is not going to split the Democratic vote and possibly even lose the seat for the Democrats?
Well, I know it's going to split the Democratic vote, but the Democrats are not the only ones that are voting. There's independents, there's Republicans too. I will tell you this, as it relates to that. I'm a progressive voice, and I wanted to run because I wanted to be, I am the true Democrat in this race. In splitting the vote as it relates to the Republicans, their split will be greater than our split, more so, period. And I also believe, part of the reason I'm running, is that this valley has become more progressive in the last 2 years than it has been, ever. So that's part of the reason I'm running, and I don't believe we're going to lose this seat. Well, they gave it up in 2012, and they're not going to get it back.
I agree. I think that they're taking no prisoners. They're not going to give up this seat. But the Republicans really want it back.
Right. Republicans really want it back, and the Democrats are throwing a whole lot. But you also have people that are less than conservative or more progressive, but they're also backing Fox. How are you going to garner their vote and guarantee their vote for you and take it away from Fox? But you're still going to split the vote. And yes, there are conservatives that are going to vote for Fox, that are registered Republicans, independents, and even those that they really don't want to get involved in the political process. However, they will vote for somebody. How are you going to guarantee that vote for you?
Well, look, that's the great thing with regards to this American process, that everyone's able to vote. Everyone's able to cast their vote for whoever they want to vote for, and you don't have to tell anybody. Well,
right.
Well, part of the reason for me is I do have name recognition. To give an example.
Yes, you do.
When I called out to Boron, and I was going to submit a press release out there, the lady even knew who I was. I didn't even know who she was. But my point of the matter is, what will help me, I believe, is my name recognition as well. I have a unique name, period. And that's why my campaign signs will just have my first name in big letters and my last name in small letters, because people tend to remember things like that or names like that.
Sure.
Right. Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck.
You got it. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. And happy birthday again.
Yeah.
Kermit, let me ask you a question. And Chuck did bring up a good point, and it's interesting, especially with the way the California primary is now. It's the top two.
That's correct,
okay?
Regardless of party.
Regardless of party. Which, between that and the Voter Rights Act and the lawsuits going on, these are two of the nuttiest things, okay? But that's just the way that it is.
Right.
You told me before we went on the show, you agree with districting.
That's correct. That I've been pushing it since 2009 when I ran for Lancaster School District.
Right. And I don't agree with it. Only because I'm afraid that I can't vote for the candidate that I want because maybe I don't live in that district. Okay? So, it hamstrings me. That's the only thing. If you were to get elected, what do you think you can accomplish in your first year?
Well, I will tell you this. I will accomplish more in my first year than if a person elects a Republican. Because as you know, we not only have a majority, but we have a supermajority in both houses and with regards to the governor, which I'm sure he'll be reelected as well. There's several things.
Donnelly thinks he's going to beat the governor.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
There are several things that I would like to accomplish. One thing I'd like to accomplish as it relates to an educational standpoint is to extend Prop 30. Prop 30 has done a lot of good for these schools. Education is still needed, and we need to raise the bottom percentage. Other thing I want to do, obviously, is to bring more stability to our communities here, especially in the 36th Assembly as it relates to jobs. I want to do something similar to what New York is doing, and they're bringing in corporations come in their state for 10 years tax-free. I think if we push back on some of the regulations, that companies will come and they will stay here.
I don't know if you can get California to go for that. Late today at 4 o'clock on KFI, Texas Governor Rick Perry, he's going to be live on the show, looking for companies that want to move to Texas. Okay, California we couldn't get California designated as a drone testing site. We couldn't make a deal with Tesla to have them open up a multi-billion-dollar plant and employ 5,000 people. California, all the way up to the governor, is not competitive when it comes to corporations in this state.
At some point, they got to learn a lesson, though. At some point.
It doesn't mean they can't change stuff.
Right. At some point.
I mean, sometimes you bump your head against things so many times that you think about it, well, what's for the good of the people?
Okay.
And I think that's one great thing that is good for the people. If more companies are coming here, more jobs are established here, people can get back to work. There are thousands of people that are out of work. As you know, Lancaster alone is, 12%. Palmdale is like 11%. There's other areas such as Rosemead, 8.5%. And Cal City at 8.1%. So obviously, these rates are higher than the federal rate.
Right.
So well, it's so much more important, I think, for the Democratic Party to, being green is the more important thing for them. And once again, what you said with raising the minimum wage, these are things that are, they're anti-business. I mean, there's too many regulations. There's too much tax. It's a whole mentality that's going to have to change up there. I mean, you look at we don't have any water to drink because we're worried about the smell. I mean, it's.
Well, if you look, there was a study done on Walmart that if they raise their minimum wage, all they have to do is raise it 1 cent per employee. Mm-hmm. That's it, period. Mm-hmm. And it would bring a number of people out of poverty. It would help people to be able to take care of their families, even more so than what's going on right now. So, as I indicated previously, if they would have kept up with COLA, cost of living increase, we wouldn't be here even today. Mm-hmm. And that's important. That's important to people to make sure when they're working hard that they're not working hard for nothing, that they're not living in poverty as they're working.
Yeah.
Last year, California passed an enormous amount of gun control bills. Where do you stand on gun control?
Well, they didn't pass. Actually, they didn't pass a number of them. They passed some, but it wasn't a number. A lot of them were pushed to the side. That's the truth of the matter. Now, look.
I think there was 12.
I'm a former Marine, right? I think everyone has a right to protect themselves, to protect their family, and things of this nature.
Calm down.
But at the same time,
watch the breathing.
Why do I, as a home protector, need a machine gun?
Right.
I don't need that. For what? That's to kill
overkill.
People.
Yeah.
That's overkill. And those are the things that we want to make sure that are not in the hands of our kids, that are not in people's homes.
Are we allowed a single shot 22 or what are we?
Well, look, it's not necessarily that we have to have automatic rifle, machine gun. None of that
Nobody
stuff.
does. Nobody.
No, but what if I want my Glock with a 15-round extended magazine?
Automatics are illegal as it is.
Have your Glock.
Okay.
No problem. I want you to be able to protect your family. I want to be able to protect my family as well. But the point of the matter is this: you don't need machine guns to do that.
I understand that.
You don't need Uzis to do that.
What about a nice psyche valve before you get the gun?
Well, that's a great.
Can you have that?
Well, that's a great idea, and I think that was proposed on one of the bills, which was turned down.
It was, and actually
it's important for the nutcases to have the gun.
Yeah, and even before that, when Lee Rogers was running in the last race in 2012, Dr. Rogers came on the show and he said, "I think doctors need to get more involved in the process. If you have a patient that is, just about 5150, you need to check that box, okay, and send that box to somebody."
I don't have a problem with that.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
because it then protects all of us,
our
children, our families. It makes a difference.
Another thing on your website: equal pay for equal work.
Yes.
And women's rights.
Well, as you know, there are a number of women that are working the same job, doing the same work that men are doing, but they're not getting paid the same amount.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's fair at all.
It's not fair.
I think if they do equal work, they should get equal pay because they went to school too. They're getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. They're going to work too. They're doing what they have to do for their families too. And a lot of these mothers are single mothers, be it by divorce or however, it doesn't matter. They have a family to take care of, and they should get the same amount of pay as men should be getting if they're doing the same work. That's my point.
Is that ever going to turn? I mean, I've been hearing that since I started.
Since Virginia Slims and Burn Your Bra.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, it will not.
To this day, my job, I don't get paid equally as my male counterpart. I know that.
Well, it will not change if we don't continue to do something about it or say something about it. It won't ever change if we just be lackadaisical about it. Some things take a little bit longer than others, unfortunately. As he gave an example of, someone getting in the city council for Palmdale.
Fred Thompson, you mean?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So unfortunately, but if we stop fighting, if we give up, it'll never happen.
I get you.
Which I think the court should certify the election vote and put Fred on the city council.
Please.
And I think that ends the lawsuit because here you go. Okay?
No, but it's not about the color thing.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's
about, what they
it's
tell
about
you.
demographic.
It is really when
it's
it boils
about
down to it.
demographic. It's about demographic representation.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody from a certain district can run. I mean, just because the district happens to be heavily one ethnicity or another, or one gender or another, right, for that matter, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't be represented. Why isn't someone from the east side representing the community besides the mayor in that race? It should be other people from other demographics. That's all I'm saying. The ethnicity doesn't matter. What matters is that all demographics are represented, because that's the biggest complaint when I go out and I talk to people, that they don't feel that they're equally represented, period.
A lot of people say the same thing about Lancaster, but Lancaster says, hey, we do it perfectly.
Yeah, we're good.
We don't need to go to districting. We are the example in
They
America.
got a big man in a big house that's saying, line it
Okay,
up.
okay. All right. Kermit, let me ask you a question, because we have to take a break.
Sure.
And I can only keep you on the show for so long. But
I understand.
If you've got about 25,000 people listening to you right now, okay? If you wanted to get a message out to these people about you, what you stand for in your campaign, go ahead.
I'm the progressive Democrat in this race, and I represent equally all people, regardless of ethnicity. I want to make sure that your voices are heard, but your voices will not be heard if you don't get out and vote on June 3rd, which is the primary.
Amen
I'm asking everyone to come out and vote, regardless of who you vote for. Obviously, I'd like for you to vote for me, but that's the American process, being able to go out and vote for the candidate of your choice.
We're going to work on putting together and sponsoring a candidate forum, a debate, okay? We'll live stream it so people can watch it, even if they're at home, and people can also listen to it. And so we'd like to extend the invitation to you.
Perfect. I accept.
We've spoken to all the candidates, and we're going to work on getting that done before the primary, because people need to get off their couch and get involved.
One last thing I want you to also know, obviously, I'm a former legislative aide, so I have experience. I form relationships in the upper house, the lower house, and in the third house, and with the committees. That's important. That's really important, because coming in new and not having that relationship, you tend to fold right where you are. So that's important, and I want the people of this district to know that I have those relationships formed already, and that I'm ready on day one, and I'm ready to go.
All right, thanks. Thanks for taking the time to come on the show.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We're going to have the other candidates on during the next week, and after we've done that, as we get closer to the primary, we'll bring everybody back. At the same time, we'll set up a candidate forum. All right?
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Kermit. We're going to take a break. You're listening to the #1 News Talk radio program in the Antelope Valley, AVNewsCast, and we'll be right back.
Fact. Did you know that radio reaches over 93% of the U.S. population? Fact. The average person listens to radio approximately 20 hours per week. Fact. Research proves that radio regularly reaches consumers within 2 hours of their largest purchase of the day. Fact. Consumers say that radio ads provide them with the last-minute information about products and/or services before they shop.
Well, the fact of the matter is radio works, if you work it. But not all radio stations are created equal. The stations of High Desert Broadcasting have been serving the Antelope Valley for years, and we continue to deliver the best results for our advertisers. We'll put a marketing campaign together that speaks to every potential demographic, which ultimately means more customers for you. If you're a business owner and you want to find out more about how the stations of High Desert Broadcasting can help your business grow, call 947-3107. That's 947-3107. High Desert Broadcasting. Radio done right.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school, I learned that I'm ugly and useless. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. In history, I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me.
In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. And in math, I learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today?
The only thing I didn't learn today.
The only thing I didn't learn
is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Welcome back to AVNewsCast.com on NewsTalk 1380.
You know, I could have kept Kermit on the show probably for an hour and talked to him.
Speaking about being hamstrung, these political thing, the rules and regulations we have to follow.
And we follow those
we
to
do.
the letter.
And it makes it hard on us, though.
Yeah, because you get on a roll, I'm like, okay, well, I'll like to talk about that for a good 3 minutes, but I did have a question or two.
Well, we burned up a
Steve
lot of time.
Steve just be taking over.
But you know what? Since the candidates list became final on March 7th, the first candidate we had on was the incumbent, Steve Fox.
Right.
And Steve Fox was on for X amount of minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so he kind of set that pace. So now everybody coming on will be X amount of minutes. Next Tuesday at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock, we'll have Tom Lackey.
Cool.
And Tom will be on the show.
Cool. I love having an opportunity to listen to everybody
and I did appreciate being, because we talk about districting all the time here, and we've talked about whether or not is it a color thing or is it a location thing, and at least I understand a little better that it's a location thing. I mean, it doesn't make me, a bit of difference one way or the other because I don't live here, but at least it's not something asinine as, no, we got to have,
I don't
black
know that
people
it's
represented.
Well,
his
think
perspective,
we're all kind of floating along.
Well, in his perspective,
he's
saying that it's not a color thing.
But I mean, aren't there more than one person? I mean, counting the mayor, aren't there more than one person from the east side on the council? I thought there was. I thought there was two.
I don't think so. I think we're in Palmdale situation.
Yeah.
No. Now, if they were to go to districting, I think 3 of the current sitting council people all sit in District 1. I have a problem with districting, and I don't want to burn up the show talking about it, but I have a problem with it from this respect. If I live in District 2 and the candidate that I want is in District 1, what do I get to do? Now, if it's done like the Palmdale Water Board, where, you know what, you can vote for any candidate you want. Even if you're in District 2, you can vote for, whoever you want. If it's candidate in District 3, you can do it.
But is it a personality thing? Or because what difference does it make as long as they're affecting what you need changed in your district?
Well, how it will help is
it's more than just your district.
No, I get it, but just like he said, if he's in District 2 and the person he wants to win is in District 1...
I can't vote for him.
I get that, but the bottom line is that you want X amount of things to be affected where you live. It's not about the personality of the guy in District 1. It doesn't matter. Why does it matter? And it's still a panel. Even if the guy in District 1 wins, don't they work together as a panel? Won't what he say in a group affect still where you live?
Yes, and I understand what you're saying. Yes and no. If you look at the LA County Board of Supervisors and you look at their districts, Mike Antonovich, who represents us here, he does and wants to do what he wants to do in his district. That and many of those changes, that doesn't mean that that's going to happen over in District 2 as well. He's looking out for business and the people.
Yeah, and I think that's the key right there. Okay. The key is to make sure that you vote for someone that does not have that I-ism. You know what I mean? Like, I really appreciate it.
What if your guy in your district has the I-ism?
Right. Well, don't vote for that one.
Well, that's all you get.
That's all you can.
Well, you're in trouble then.
But
then
you abstain. You give it a soft no.
And I get that, but there's no perfection to it whether you have it or not. You could still be stuck with someone with the big I-ism going on. That's one of the things that I do appreciate.
Make it just more reasonable for people to be able to get into the process.
Right.
That would solve it all.
That would level the playing field a little bit too.
I mean, it's so expensive. It's just nonsense.
It is. And I mean, just like Kermit said, money's not going to make the vote. I'm looking at him like, what planet are you on? Of course it is.
I would love to have the opportunity to vote for 3 out of 75 people. I mean, I would love to be able to have that many people in there, that many choices to be able to, see what fits, and I think what
I guess that's why it costs some money, because you would have 75 nutcases.
But
I just don't want
the nutcases. As soon as they open their mouth, they're a nutcase. I mean, I do that every day. But I mean, you can figure that out pretty quick. I've been to enough of these. I've been to a few of them, and I can figure out who's solid and who's not. But I would love to have the opportunity and make it easier for people to get in there and try and throw their hat in the ring, and then
I believe
let the people
in making it easier
better represent
to get candidates to be able to have representation.
Don't restrict our choices. Give us more choices.
And it is a shame that if you have a lot of money, the chances are better that you win.
Yeah. But that's not really true. Okay.
But it kind of is with the big stuff.
Okay. As an example, Jeff Moffitt, running for Palmdale School Board, okay, ran an extremely well-funded campaign, okay? Had all the tools and toys and everything you need, all right? More money than anybody, and it didn't get him elected.
Right.
Okay? When Steve Fox ran his campaign in 2012, a great majority of his campaign's finances, I believe, were from pocket. Okay? Not hugely funded. And he got elected.
These are fluky things, though. They really are. It doesn't happen more times than not.
I know.
And if you wanted to dissect reasons, there would probably be, reasons that those two particular races ended up that way.
When LA County started their town councils back in 1991, I knew somebody that wanted to run for town council, and with $1,000 and a small grassroots campaign, we got her elected, running against people that were very well known. But all of a sudden you've got people that are going to run to Kinko's, FedEx with their EBT card, make up flyers, okay, and throw them everywhere.
Card?
Okay?
Wow. Oh. You just go way out.
And throw them everywhere. Okay, we're going to move on.
Well, as long as you buy that banana for 15 cents, you can
we're going
get
to
the cash out you need.
Did you hear the story about this? 2 guys are moving from their apartment, okay, and they're moving all their furniture out. Up above them on the 3rd floor is a little kid, and he's throwing toys out the window at these 2 guys. And the 2 guys are watching this kid. Well, they continue moving their furniture, and the kid goes out on the ledge. He's a 3-year-old boy, goes out on the ledge. As he's going out on the ledge, they're moving their mattress.
Oh.
The baby falls out the window.
Thank God.
In Burbank.
And caught by the mattress.
He got tangled in some power wires for a second, and then fell through, and they caught him on their mattress.
Wow.
Thank God. And then they arrested the parent.
There is no follow-up with that.
What?
There hasn't been, and I've been waiting for that.
Did you see that video on YouTube? That there was some apartment building in New York or something.
Oh, yeah.
And that little kid out there on the ledge playing around.
Yeah. It happens more times than not. And it's so amazing because I've been in people's home that have windows without, and I don't care if you have the screen or not. Those screens pop out real easily.
You get the little thumb screw thing you can put on the track, and it only lets the window open up so much.
Oh, yeah. That's good, yeah. Like the window in my kid's bedroom, PVC I don't open it.
Pipe.
You need some air. I put some air conditioning on. You're not getting it. You're turning on the fan, and I'm turning on the air conditioner. I am not opening up the window. The window is a low window. These are kids, and somebody can fall out.
Right.
I don't understand why people don't think of problems always.
There's a disconnect. People aren't paying attention. I don't know why your 3-year-old should be playing with the open window.
Why? Yeah, and a 3-year-old, you're not gonna go in and out like every couple minutes. You're scaring me. What are you guys looking at?
I agree.
There's somebody in the hall.
Oh, I can see this guy walking by our studio.
He was making faces at me through the window.
Mr. John Milner from the city of Palmdale. How are you, John?
Good.
I'm looking at their faces, and I'm like, what is it? They're scaring me now.
But I did. You expanded.
Yeah,
we did. We expanded.
We came up.
Well, yeah, you need it.
Yeah, we did need it. We did.
Awesome.
Were you in here talking to Brian Chase?
I was.
You were?
What's going on? Yeah.
What's going on?
Saves food drives. Oh. Saves has this thing with the Feinstein Foundation. The Feinstein Foundation will donate up to $1 million, and what they do is they look for matching groups. If your group, church, scout group, whatever, wants to do a food drive, donate it to Saves, and the Feinstein Foundation will match it during the months of March and April, and that helps double the effort. So
beautiful.
Really important. It was very successful the last 2 years. So we're just looking for partners. Anybody's interested, give Saves a call, 267-5191.
Nice.
Right on.
Pretty cool.
Wonderful.
Very cool.
That's what we're up to, and good to see you guys.
Yeah, sir.
Nice seeing you.
In your new studio.
Woo!
Yeah. We got room now.
Yeah, I can kick my feet when I get excited.
I'll have to reach out to you. Come on the show, and we'll talk about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Right.
I'd love to.
Yeah, and we'll do that. I know tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at Joe Davies Air Park, City of Palmdale and the Palmdale Chamber of Commerce is having their VIP party from 6 to 8 for the Blue Angels.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend up here in the Valley. That starts tomorrow night. Then Friday night, there's another event over at the Hangar. Thursday night. And then Friday and Saturday is the air show. So the Valley's going to be full of people, hopefully thousands of visitors coming in, visiting our Valley with it's going to be great weather, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You're all promising, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Guaranteed it'll be good weather. Yeah. Guaranteed. Absolutely. You going to be over there tomorrow night at Joe Davies Air Park?
Actually, I'm going out of town for the next few days. Combination volleyball, basketball. So
your kids?
My daughter's playing volleyball weekend. They have a tournament in Los Angeles. But every year at this time of year, it's March Madness. A tradition that was started here in the Antelope Valley 11 years ago. 4 of us go to an undisclosed location and watch basketball.
It's Area 51.
Straight.
They're going to Area 51. They're taking that red and white Janet playing out of Plant
Area
42.
51, so
yeah.
It was born right here in the Antelope Valley, too.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, so that's where
undisclosed location.
Undisclosed location.
We'll have a good time.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks. Always good to see you, John.
Thanks for letting me stop by.
Thanks.
Anytime.
Anytime. Our door's always open to you.
See?
It is.
Yep.
Walmart is taking on...
Wait, can I ask you something about the air show?
Yes.
So can you go to Apollo Park and just lay out on the grass and watch the...
Well, yeah, you probably could see something.
Why are you laughing over there?
Why not just go to the air show?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it all out.
It costs a lot of money to get all these people and everything out there.
And it's an air show, so I'm thinking if you wanted to watch it, can't you just put your blanket out and it's in the air?
It's the honor system. You went to a dinner theater and just went for a beer.
Well, it's just
you turn your back on the stage, right?
You don't necessarily always go to the venues. Sometimes you just lay out and watch the fireworks.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of like going to Chavez Ravine Dodger Stadium and sitting on a dirt hill.
It's a simple question.
Trying to look over the board or something.
You feel me?
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He's shaking his head like, I wish somebody would ask that question.
Air show on the cheek.
Yeah. Do people do that? Do they go hang out at the park?
This is the inaugural, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? At the air show, Jeff and I will be there, and I'll just FaceTime you, and I'll let you see some of the events, okay? And you can sit at home. Is that what you want?
I'm just asking, Mr. Benson.
No, you got to go. And now, if you want to see some of what's going to be going on tomorrow, if you look outside around 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning, you will see this big blue and yellow plane, a C-130, Fat Albert, coming into town. And then about an hour and a half after that, the Blue Angels will drop out of the sky.
Really?
And they will be landing tomorrow. And that gets things started. And tomorrow night is the VIP party over at
now I want to see
Davies.
them just drop out the sky. That's kind of hot.
Go to the roof of Abadak.
Yep.
Okay, take a Big Daddy chair.
And watch it.
Sit up there and watch them.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
There you go.
You'll have a great view.
But you said between 8 and 9. We should do the show from on top of Abadak.
Ooh.
That would be hot if we could.
Shauna, get me that. What's it called, Mickey? A Marty. Give me the Marty.
You do it.
Yeah.
And we'll take it up on the roof.
Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah.
We should totally do that.
That'd be so fun.
Let's do it.
But I want to be out there. So I'll set up the Marty out there. And Gilbert can be in here doing the show.
Oh!
You know, Gilbert, the air show has asked if we could do Friday's show out there.
That'd be awesome.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm not going to be in here, though.
Oh! Kenny!
I'm going to be at the home show.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
At the home show?
The home and garden thing.
Well, you
nice.
could just take binoculars and stand on the roof of your Mazda. And
Be
you
playing
can
the
see
music
something.
from the edge at the home show.
Yeah, you can see something. Walmart this morning announced that they want a piece of GameStop.
Wow.
Okay? They want a piece of the $2 billion a year pre-owned video game business. So you can now, starting on the 26th of this month, you can now take used video games to Walmart.
Oh.
Walmart will give you money for them, and you can spend it anywhere you want in the store. On anything.
Oh, they're just putting a knife to the throat of GameStop, aren't
Yeah,
they?
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Well, that was such a big announcement.
Well, they got their niche. I mean, why do you take that from them?
Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah, they not making enough money?
Right.
Walmart?
No, Walmart wants to, there are some people that just
Yet
have
another
have
business
more
to
and more.
eviscerate.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That just can't stop.
Right.
Okay?
And that's a shame because it's one of the things that keep my kids on the straight and narrow. Because if you get to go to GameStop, that's a huge deal.
Right.
Walmart is nothing.
Well,
They're not even caring about the toys there anymore.
Are you going to join me in not taking used games to Walmart then?
Absolutely
All right.
not.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Absolutely not.
Grassroots effort.
We
I
lose
agree.
them anyway. We don't.
No. Now, Target's going to do the same thing.
Ah.
Okay? Now, GameStop issued a press release, and they said, you know what?
Boycott them.
We are experts in what we do.
Right.
Okay? We've got a very loyal following.
Yes.
I don't
And I
care
hope
what
so.
Walmart does.
I hope so.
They're not going to be able to compete with us.
I hope so,
Okay?
but kind of not.
Yeah.
Because people are they lose their mind with Walmart. It's like a drug.
GameStop says we're going to leave the Duck Commander stuff to Walmart, and we'll just be doing the games.
Yeah.
Okay?
And I'll keep going to GameStop.
Yes. Yeah.
I will too.
I will.
Yeah,
I think it's a cool store. And
It is.
It reminds me of the old video stores.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it's the treat of all treats. And you know what I've learned from my kids? Oftentimes they'll say to me, let's just go look.
Mm-hmm.
And not one time do we go look and not come out with something. So I'm hip to their game now.
It's kind of fun too because I still have in beautiful working condition my original Game Boy, and you can still get the little cartridges in there.
Well, I
in the
could
pea
beat you.
soup vision.
I could beat you. GameStop is so good at their game that I go in and I don't play games, but I go out with my own games. And they're still at home, not played.
Still in the shrink wrap.
Like 3 games I have, and they're not used yet.
Okay, we're about done.
All right.
We're out of time. Next week we'll have Tom Lackey on the show. I've reached out to Suzette Martinez, and we'll get her scheduled on the show. And after this week, we'll bring J.D. Kennedy on the show.
Beautiful.
Right now, he's tied up with the Air Show.
Yeah.
He is Mr. Air Show. All right, thanks for making us the #1 News Talk radio program in the Antelope Valley. Have a great day, and we'll be back tomorrow.